Welcome to today's episode of the CamijoKnit podcast. Today it is Saturday. It's August 3rd, I think. And the reason I'm starting out here is just because I want to show you my dahlias. They came out really good. Let's go inside and talk about knitting. I guess that's why you came here and turned into this channel anyway. I just wanted to say welcome and let's go ahead and talk about knitting. So welcome to another episode of the CamijoKnit podcast. I just really wanted to show you my dahlias. I guess some of you might remember when I just planted these, and I think I did a little in a vlog or something. I just remember at least at some point I have shown you where I planted my dahlias, and I just thought it would be good to show you how they turned out, and they look really good. And I go and I pick some every day and put them in small vases all over the house, and I just really love that. I think next year I will do my best to kind of remember to dig them up in time so that I can keep them and plant them next spring. I totally forgot about that last fall. I just never got around to actually bringing them out of the soil and save them, so they just all died and I had to buy new ones. But this is not a podcast about dahlias or gardening, and it's not a podcast about golden retrievers either. It is my knitting podcast that is all about knitting, whatever I'm designing, whatever yarn I'm dyeing. So if you have not been here before, this is a knitting and hand dyeing podcast. My name is Camilla and I live here in Denmark with my husband and our teenage daughters. No, the oldest is no longer a teenager. She will be 21 on Tuesday and Esther is 18, so they are both officially grown up and I have graduated as a parent. I do not longer have kids underage. And that is both really nice and really sad. I think mostly it's just really nice. So welcome to an episode of the CamijoKnit podcast. Today I have one finished object, and I have always tons of projects on my needles, but not many of those I really did any progress on because it's been summer. I hope you all had a nice vacation. I have spent time both here at the house, at the studio. The girls and I went to, I think you say Rhodes in English, or Rhodas, I don't know. It's a small Greek island, and we stayed there for just a week, the girls and I, while Isaac's been working. He's been working all summer. He'll be back home next week. He's been gone for 5 weeks, so it's longer than usual, but we had to switch up because he needs to be home for a wedding in September. He's going to be the best man, so very important that he's home for that. So he will be home for that. And yeah, so I just thought I would just pop up, stop by, and just say that I am back. Vacation is over, and show you what I have been working on and knitting on. I think I will start with, well, before I show you my first and only finished object that I have finished for the last 4 weeks. Tine, who is my partner in crime and the person that I share my location, the dye studio, with her, Tine from Socialde. Tine is in Paris, and the whole world is going crazy about the Olympics, and this household as well. We watch not everything, but handball, because Denmark is a great handball nation. It's actually handball is actually a Danish sport, and we are always like the what do you call that? Like the favorites. No, the top seeded. So everyone is expecting at least our guys team to win the gold medal. So that's a big thing for us. Cycling, we have Vingegaard, and we also have Mads. Oh, I forgot his last name. Mads Petersen. Mads P. We just call him Mads P. So we have, and Skjelmo, so we have some of the top cyclists. So they will be competing, I think, later today or tomorrow. And of course we have Victor Axelsen in badminton. That's also like a gold medalist. Not, I don't think he's like the favorite, but I think he's like the top 3 at least. So we have some gold medal hopes still living, and then I'm just totally into the gymnastics. Of course, everyone is watching Simone Biles, and I'm really into all swimming and the jumping. I don't know what's that called in English when they jump down from the 10-meter high thing. I love that as well. That's not until later in August. So we're all into the Olympics, and Tina is actually at the Olympics watching because he's all into the Olympics as well. And some of you might have seen the story I did the other day when Tina gives me a challenge, and she showed me the theme colors of this year's Olympic in Paris, which is like a bubblegum pink, kind of a, I'll put a picture of all the colors here, but it's like a bubblegum pink and a very bright sea breeze blue and a darker blue and like a straw gold kind of color. And she sent me a picture and said, "Are you going to dye this color?" And I was like, "Sure, challenge accepted, Tina, I'll do that." So I did that. I did a sock set with the Olympic colors of this year, and I thought that was so much fun. I only did 20 skeins, so there's only 20 sock sets out there. I've already sold a few because I put them online today, and I did that a little story. So they are online, and if you want to grab a pair, you have to do that now because I will not be dyeing that anymore. It's just a one in a lifetime opportunity. So the Olympic sock set is out there, and also my mushroom of the month is out there. And actually the mushroom of this month is a little bit different than the other ones because it's not really a fungus. It's like a mix between a fungus and like a lichen. So I just fell in love with the picture. So the lichen is actually that little coral red mushroomy thing that you see here on the picture, and I think the turquoise green background is like a plant or something. It's not the whole thing that is the actual fungus. I think it's growing on something. I just love the combination of that coral with that minty dusty green. I think that color combo is just beautiful. And I did dye the sock set already, and it's looking really good, like really good. So the fungus might look a little some of you, I showed it to her and said, "That's disgusting." Yeah, but look at the colors. The colors are gorgeous. And said, "Well, yes, the colors are gorgeous, but the fungus looks really ugly." And I'm like, "Yeah, but I'm not sending you the real fungus. It's just the colors that inspires me to dye the sock set. So don't be scared. I will not send you any actual fungus." Yeah, so just to let you know, they are all out there and online, and you can grab them, and you can grab them at the same time, and I'll ship them together. And if you have already ordered the mushroom, and now you want the Olympic sock set as well, just order that as well, and let me know in a note that you have already made the other one, and I will either just return the extra shipping expenses, or you can just order local pickup if you are in Denmark. Do not order local pickup if you are from another country, because it's a whole tax thing, and that's just, so I'll just refund the shipping costs, or actually I'll just draw a lower amount of money, because you don't pay until I just kind of draw the money and I'll change the amount. So don't worry about that. That's absolutely no problem. Just as long as you remember to put in a little note that you already have an order, and I will mix your orders together. Okay, that was all about orders. Let's check out the only finished object that I have. It is my favorite shawl of all times, the little yellow lichen on rocks, except that it's not yellow. This version is one of my favorite color combos, which is like a pale dusty pink and gray. I love gray and pink together. I have always loved that color combo. And as you can see here, it's like a slip stitch pattern. It fades from my scallop shell into my pillow talk and into my asphalta. So this is the fade, these three, and it's worked with one strand of silk mohair on top of all three colors. So that is throughout the work, and of course this will fade from one to the other, and make this lovely pink dark gray version of the yellow lichen on rugs. And I will be making kits. I just did some more of the pillow talk because I only had one skein left. So I will make kits, and they will be available sometimes next week. It will all be in the newsletter that I'm sending out on Wednesday. I will send you the new kits that I have made. So if you have not a subscriber to my newsletter, make sure you stop by my web shop, and you can get there'll be like a pop-up, and you can subscribe to my newsletter. If you do that, you'll get an email once a week or something like that, and usually it'll tell you whatever is going on, if I have new colors, if there's a discount, if there's a new mushroom. So you will always be the first to know if there's anything new in the shop, like advents, mushrooms, special things, inspirations for the summer. What am I doing? What is going on at the store or at my at the studio? And yeah, it's just a great way to make sure you don't miss out on anything, and get every news in advance, like before anyone else, so you don't miss out on great things. And in that newsletter next week will be all about this yellow lichen on rugs shawl. So I think this is my 4th version of this shawl, and yeah, this is some of my favorite colors, so I'm really happy about this shawl. So since it's been really warm, and especially when we went to Greece, it was just really hot there. So I would, in the morning, I would go down to the restaurant, and I would sit and I would order my coffee, and I would sit there and knit for a little bit, and I would be like the only person knitting, and people would look at me like, what is she doing? It's like 120 degrees, it's so hot, and she's knitting. But I will knit in any type of weather, just not as much. I also worked on a pair of socks. I finished the first one. This is in my lion's mane colorway, which was the sock set of May. And as you can see, I did not block this on a sock blocker yet, so it's still fresh off my needles. And I love this. I just did a little fade. I did 35 stripes with color 1 and 35 rounds with color 1 and 35 rounds with color 2, and then I knit until I had the total of 70 rounds, and then I will place 3 light bulb stitch markers to for heel placement, and then I will knit my toe, and that is sock number 1, and I am working on sock number 2. And yeah, not that much interesting to say about sock knitting, except that I always have them on my needle. It's the perfect little on the go project. If I go somewhere, I always have this with me. You never know when you will have like 10 minutes break, or sitting in a car waiting for someone, or if I go to a friend's house, and I can easily still be drinking coffee and chatting, or even drinking wine and chatting, watching TV or whatever. It's just a perfect little project to always have with me on the go. And I have it in this beautiful bag. That's one of the first little bags that I made. That is, unfortunately, I'm unable to get that fabric, so they're all gone. That is actually all I have for knitting. I have, when I'm on vacation, or at least not even on vacation, but when I'm taking time off, I will be knitting. But I also like to just do things not work related at all. And let's just be honest, since I started the CamijoKnit company, knitting will always be a little bit work related. So if I really need to take my mind off stuff, I will do some watercoloring. And I do have this Hobonichi calendar. And I saw this the first time I saw this with Sandy by the Lakeside. She has this calendar, and let me see if I can find something. So it has a little thing for a week, every day snip for a week, And then when you go into the other stuff, they have a whole page for every day. And what I like to do is, whatever happens, I will write a little something, like the day this historical building burned down. So I will just do a little drawing, write a little something about that. If I go somewhere, if I see something really great, like we went to a concert with Tobias Rahim, which is like my biggest celebrity crush ever. So I'll, it's just like a calendar thing. And what I also like to do is do watercolors in here. So I will draw a little, do a little watercoloring, make some notes, stuff like that. And I use my Hobonichi for this. I ordered this in Japan. I can put a little link down below if you're interested. What is really cool about this, that it's made on some very special, very thin paper, but really strong paper. So you can both do watercolor and micros and whatever, and it's really good, strong paper. So I love this. This is my a way to be creative without having any stress about making beautiful artwork that has to be hung somewhere on my walls, but that will never happen. So I can just do whatever in this calendar, and it's my little outlet for the morning. I love to get up and have my coffee and just sit in here and do a little watercoloring in my Hobonichi and just relax my mind for a little bit. So that is one thing that I have done. And another thing that I think I've shared this before, and I really haven't had time to do much this summer either. I just started this little, I was interrupted because Esther just wanted to take the car and go to the gym. So what I wanted to show you, that beside my Hobonichi and doing a little watercolor and sketching and stuff as a way to use some of my creativeness is also I have been so inspired or intrigued or curious about the whole sashiko stitching. And I have just recently finished one of these in another design. And I just put that in my utility room because I need to wash that and iron that so I can use it. And I just started this. It's totally impossible for you to see because they have so kindly made marks for where to stitch. So I guess this is the really beginner's version of sashiko. And it's just the perfect mindless thing to do when you have too much on your mind. And it's not that I have too much on my mind, but it's just being busy. And for the periods of time when Lars is out and I'm the only real adult in the house, because don't get me wrong, even though your kids are adult on paper, they, at least my kids, and maybe you can recognize this, they have this in between. So they have both adult privileges and kids privileges. So that means I still do all the mom stuff, but they still get to take the car and drink alcohol and have an opinion and, have adult expensive meals when we go on restaurants. So they actually right now live the perfect life of having the best of both worlds. And that's totally on me. I know that's my own fault. But so of course they are totally independent in most ways, and then at the same time they're just not at all. So anyway, so when I just need to turn off all the mom worrying and the job worrying and the wife worrying and just life itself, and they also call us the someone called it like the sandwich generation. We still have kids to worry about, and we more and more also have parents to worry about. Both Lars and I have moms with illnesses, and that is just also sometimes heartbreaking and a struggle. So you know what it's like. So when you need to just blank your mind for a little bit and have some me time, one thing for me at least is sashiko. I just think you just sit there and you do your stitches and your mind just goes whoosh. And as I can also tell that the older I get, the more I need like quietness and just something that I can do just by myself and just like have no one here. That's another thing that I have found out that I enjoy more and more, is just being home alone. And I'm never home alone. So every now and then being home alone is great. And right now I'm home alone because Nomi is out and Esther is out and Lars is working. So I'm enjoying some me time. And as soon as I'm done podcasting, I will return to the couch and watch some Olympics and do some sashiko or knitting or something else like that. So maybe you know what I mean. But I don't have that much more knitting to share, and I can't show you any of the new yarns because it's too early. I would like for you to order those and have them to your house before I just kind of show the whole world what they look like. But what I do have for you is a little video of me making a pillow, because some of you might have seen that I had all these African flowers crocheted. I did those, I think, at least 10 years ago, if not more, maybe 12 years ago. And I didn't know what to do with them. And in an earlier episode, I have shown all these crocheted African flowers, and I didn't know what to do with them. So I finally figured out what to do with them. So if you're curious and maybe need some inspiration on what you can do with some of your crochet projects, you can watch this little movie of me making this pillow from my African flowers. I'll put that here for you. And I still have another creative project that I want to do. I don't know if you remember that last episode I talked about doing this bed cover with a huge, it's not really patchwork, and I guess then again maybe it is, but it's just bigger pieces of fabric, and I have all the fabric over here, and I think next week maybe I will get started on that cover for my bed. And that was supposed to be my summer project for when I was home alone, but then it turns out I'm not home alone anyway. So I will be working on it anyways, but I'll just have people around the house. And I guess that's fine as well. Anyway, there will be, I think I will do a video on that blanket as well and show you whenever that is done. But for now, you can watch this little how to make a crochet into a pillow. And of course, Tina helped me because she is the sewing championship, the sewing champion. So she helped me. But I hope you will enjoy this, and I will be back here 2 weeks from now and then I can actually show you the mushroom yarn and the Olympics yarn and whatever is going on. 2 weeks from now also I will be in Copenhagen or in Roskilde, because there's a huge yarn event, and actually one of my favorite yarn events of the whole year is in Roskilde. So if you are Danish or at least just in Denmark at the time, maybe you want to stop by Roskilde Knitting Festival. It's called Fiberfolk in Roskilde. It's a new location compared to the other years, but it's very close by. So if you're there, I'll see you there, and I can't wait to see you. I love to go to these events and hang out and just say hi. And if you are not going, you can watch me here on YouTube 2 weeks from now, or close to 2 weeks from now, because 2 weeks from now I'll actually be at Roskilde. So maybe I'll do a little footage from there. I know Lars is just really good to take with me, and he will do some filming there. And I think I'll just do a joint episode that will probably come out on Monday or Tuesday after that festival. But anyway, I will let you know when I am available on YouTube. It'll be always on Instagram. So until then, take care, and I'll see you. Bye, guys.